Welcome to All for C Learning. This is G. Sivarao, Physics faculty, All for Junior College. Students, today's our new chapter is kinematics. Science has so many branches. Of all those branches, one important branch is physics. Of all those branches, one important branch is physics. This physics has so many branches. One important branch is mechanics. Mechanics has three branches. One is statics, second one is kinematics, third one is dynamics. Mechanics has three branches. One is statics, second one kinematics, third one dynamics. Mechanics gives a knowledge of motion. In this mechanics, statics deals with the objects which are at rest, whereas kinematics deals with objects which are in motion without referring to cause for that motion, whereas dynamics deals with objects which are in motion with reference to cause that motion. So, this kinematics gives the basic knowledge to all branches of physics. This kinematics gives basic knowledge to all branches of physics. So, kinematics has two branches, one dimensional motion and two dimensional motion. At present, I am discussing one dimensional motion. To discuss the one dimensional motion, let us, today's our topic is one dimensional motion. In this, first we learn some basic definitions, that is, first one is object. Object is the thing which is under motion. Object is the thing which is under motion. So, this object is, if you consider a car, that is our object. If you consider a boy, he is our object. Like this, you can consider so many examples. Object, if a car travels just 30 meters, it is treated as an object. If this car travels 200 kilometers, in such case the car is treated as a point object. So, our next word is a point object. Object which travels very much larger distance when compared to its size, then that object is treated as a point object. Next, for example, I will consider one more example, that is, if you consider earth and sun. This earth has a radius of 6,400 kilometers. This earth revolves around the sun 940 million kilometers. When compared to this 940 million kilometers, the 6,400 kilometers is very much larger, smaller. So, earth size is considered as earth is treated as a point object. For example, this is sun, it is the earth. So, this is sun and this is earth. So, if you consider this motion, sun is bigger object and this earth is a point object. Like this, to discuss the motion, we consider point objects. Next, our definition is observer. Next, our definition is observer. The one who observes the motion of the body is known as observer. The one who observes the motion of the body is known as observer. Our next definition is position vector. Position vector. Vector which represents the position of the object with respect to origin of the coordinate system or with respect to observer is known as position vector. For suppose this is coordinate system, here is our observer, here is our object, this is observer, this vector, the vector which represents the position of the object with respect to this observer, A, is known as position vector. So this position vector is represented with a symbol r bar. In generally, in 3-dimensional coordinate system, this r bar can be written as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. In 3-dimensional coordinate system, this r bar can be written as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Students, our next definition is rest. What is meant by rest? An object is said to be at rest if its position does not change with respect to observer and a time. An object is said to be at rest if its position does not change with respect to observer and a time. For example, if I consider this chalk piece, its position does not change from my eye. So then I can say that this object is at rest. So similarly, if I consider this board, it is at rest with respect to that wall. From that wall, its position does not change. So it is said to be at rest. So rest, what is the definition of rest? An object is said to be at rest if its position does not change, if its position does not change with respect to observer and time. If position does not change, position or position vector, whatever it is, does not change with respect to observer, then that object is said to be at rest. Similarly, our next definition is motion. What is meant by motion? An object is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to time and observer. With respect to time and observer. If position changes, then object is said to be in motion. If position does not change, object is said to be at rest. So motion definition is an object is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to observer and time. With respect to observer and time. So this is the basic definition of rest and this is the basic definition of motion. This rest and motion are relative quantities. Rest and motion are relative quantities. In the sense, there is no meaning for rest and no meaning for motion without the observer. This observer decides whether this object is at rest or in motion. To understand this point, I will take one example. Here I am considering three friends A, B and C. A is on the ground, he is at rest. B and C are in a bus is moving. Then this A says to B, you are at rest. A says to B, you are you are in motion. A says to B, B, you are in motion. But C says to B, C says to B, B, you are at rest. You are at rest. According to A, B is in motion because B's position changes as the bus moves. B's position changes as the bus moves. But according to C, B's position does not change because both are in the same bus. So, according to A, B is in motion, according to C, B is at rest. Now my question is, whose statement is correct? Whose statement is correct? A's statement correct or B's statement correct? To justify that, I am saying this A, with respect to A, B is at rest, this statement is correct. And at the same time, with respect to C, B is also at rest. So, with respect to A, B is in motion, with respect to C, B is at rest. Both statements are correct. Now, I conclude this point, this example as rest and motion are relative. There is no meaning to rest and motion without observer. There is no meaning to rest and motion without observer. Observer decides whether B is at rest or in motion. This observer A decides that B is in motion. This observer C decides that B is at rest. Okay? Note down this diagram and information. If an object is at rest, its position, if an object is rest, then nothing to discuss. If object is in motion, then we have two definitions. One is distance. What is meant by distance? What is meant by distance? For suppose, to understand the distance, I am considering 2 points. This is point A and this is point B. If an object starts from A and moves to B along this path, object starts from A and reaches B along this path. The definition of the distance is the actual length travelled by the body from one point to another point is known as distance between the 2 points. What is the definition? The actual length travelled by the body between 2 points is known as a distance between the 2 points. I have a doubt that body must follow this path. No, there are so many possibilities. The body may move like this, body may move like this, or more generally it may move like this. So, it may move like this, like this, like this, or it may move like this. So, the actual length of the path travelled by the body is known as distance between those 2 points. Distance between those 2 points. So, how many distances are possible between any 2 points? How many distances are possible between any 2 points? So, you can draw any number of paths. So, there are infinite number of distances are possible between any 2 points. How many number of distances possible? There are infinite number of distances between any 2 points. There are infinite number of distances between any 2 points. Right. I am giving one example to understand the distance. Suppose a boy starts at his home and went to market, which is at a distance 10 kilometers. So, this boy went to market. Suppose this is market. So, the distance travelled by the boy is 10 kilometers. The distance travelled by the boy is 10 kilometers. A man runs in a square lawn starting from point A. He moves from A to B and then B to C, C to D and D to A. Find the distances at different instants. A man starts from A, reaches B and then C, C to D, D to A. Find the distances at different instants. If the man travels from A to B, a distance travelled is 50 meters. If we travel from A to B and then B to C, A to A, B, C journey, the distance travelled is, what is distance? Distance is actual length. This is 50 and this is 50. So, the distance is 50 plus 50, 100 meters. 50 plus 50, 100 meters. If the man travelling along A to B, B to C and C to D, then distance travelled by the man is, this is one more 50, that is 50 plus 50 plus 50 meters, that is 150 meters. Next, if the man travels along the path A, B, C, D, A, then distance travelled by the man is 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50. This is 200 meters. Okay. Students, our next definition is displacement. Next definition is displacement. What is displacement? We already discussed about a distance. Suppose this is A and this is B. There are so many distances between any 2 points. There are so many distances between any 2 points. Of all those distances, one distance is the shortest. That shortest distance is known as displacement. So, what is the definition of displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between any 2 points. Displacement is the shortest distance between any 2 points. Now, I am considering this example. A particle moves from A to B along this path, along path 1, path 2, path 3 and 4. Of all these paths, path 3 is the shortest distance. So, it is said to be displacement between A and B. What is the difference between distance and displacement? The distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, whereas displacement is a vector quantity. Students, you have to catch one point. That point is distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, so here no need to bother about direction of the body, direction of travelling of the body or particle. Here we have to mention the direction of the body, in which direction body is moving. So, in this path A to B, body changes its direction from every point, but in A to B, in path 3, it does not change its direction. So, in displacement is a vector quantity. So, in this case, distance is simply written as AB, whereas displacement can be written as A bar. AB displacement can be written as AB bar. To understand distance and displacement, we will discuss some more examples. Or example 1, a boy moves in a straight line for a distance of 5 kilometers. Boy moves along a straight line for 5 kilometers. What is the distance and displacement of the boy? A boy moves in a straight line for 5 kilometers. What is the distance and displacement of boy? So, here A to B, it is the distance, it is also the displacement. Why? Because boy moves in a straight line. So, actual path length is 5 kilometers, distance shortest path is also 5 kilometers. So, here distance travelled by the boy is equal to 5 kilometers, displacement travelled by the boy is also 5 kilometers, but this displacement is a vector quantity, so we have to mention the direction. Its direction is A, boy moves from A to B, so it can be written as AB cap. It is a unit vector, it does not change the magnitude of displacement. So, it is the process. Next, example 2. A boy starts at point A, goes to school and return back to A. Then, what is the displacement and distance travelled by the body? So, here boy starts from point A and goes to school and return back to home. The distance travelled by the boy is the length. What is distance? Distance is actual length of the path. This is 2 kilometers, and while returning he also covers another 2 kilometers. So, distance travelled by the boy is 2 kilometers plus 2 kilometers, that is 4 kilometers. No need to write the direction, but if you consider displacement, boy goes from A to B. Here his displacement is towards right. While coming back, his displacement is negative. This is taken, if you take one direction as positive, the other direction is taken as negative. So, it is positive displacement and this is negative displacement. So, this displacement can be written as 2 kilometers AB cap plus 2 kilometers BA cap. So, that is 2 kilometers minus 2 kilometers AB cap minus 2 kilometers AB cap, because AB cap is negative of BA cap. So, this is 0 or 0 bar. So, displacement of the boy is 0 bar. So, displacement here is a positive and here is a negative. Here in this third example, a body is projected vertically upwards from top of a tower of height capital H, so that this body reaches a maximum height some small h and then falls back to ground. Find the distance and displacement travelled by the body. The body is projected from top of a tower to a height, maximum height capital H, and the body falls to ground. What is the distance travelled by the body? What is the distance travelled by the body? The distance travelled by the body is from this point, A point, it reaches first B. During this journey, it travels a distance h. After that, from B to C, it travels a distance of h plus capital H. So, distance travelled by the body, boy is small h, body is small h plus capital H. So, this is 2 small h plus capital H. What is displacement? What is displacement travelled by the body? The displacement travelled by the body is this body travels from A to B. Here it is the positive displacement. From B to, if you consider some other point, some D here, this is positive displacement and this is negative displacement. Up to this, total displacement is 0. From D to C, the displacement can be written as h. This is h. So, h into some minus AB cap. Why minus AB cap? This is starting direction. It is positive. Starting direction is always taken as positive. So, this is plus h or plus AB cap. But body travels opposite to this initial direction, that is taken as minus h. Okay. So, from the above 3 examples, we can conclude some points. In the first example, distance travelled by the body is equal to displacement of the body. That is, in a straight line motion, distance always equal to displacement. In a straight line motion, distance always equal to displacement. Next, in the second example, displacement is 0, but distance is not 0. So, displacement can be positive, negative and 0. In this example, displacement is negative. So, displacement can be positive, negative and 0. Next, distance always increasing. If you consider whether the body moves in any direction, displacement always increases. So, distance always increases if body moves. Next, distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. Displacement, distance always greater than or equal to displacement. In a straight line, distance always equal to displacement. These are some important points regarding distance and displacement. Students, our next discussion on distance and displacement, graphical representation of distance and displacement. Suppose it is a graph, this is x axis and this is y axis, here is the observer. This observer observes the position of point A as some RA bar. This observer observes position of point A as RA bar, and this observer observes the position of B as some RB bar. A body moves from A to B along this path. Its distance is some s. How to write the distance and displacement? The distance travelled by the body, is s, whereas displacement is the shortest line. We know that displacement is the shortest line. So, it is the shortest line. So, how to write this displacement? This displacement is some s bar. This displacement is s bar. It is a vector quantity. From vector addition, we know that to add any two vectors, they are arranged in tail head order. The resultant is given by a third vector whose tail is at the tail of the first vector and head is at the head of the second vector. So, this displacement s bar plus RA bar, or you can write RA bar tail head, next tail head, that is plus s bar, that is equal to RB bar. So, this displacement vector s bar is RB bar minus RA bar, because I am taking this RA bar to the right side, that is why this displacement vector is RB bar minus RA bar. So, this is nothing but a change in position. So, this displacement is s bar can also be written as change in position, delta r bar. So, that is equal to RB bar minus RA bar. What is displacement? Displacement is change in position. So, if you want to calculate displacement in any problem, you have to write as displacement as a change in position or final position minus initial position. Students, now consider this case. In this case, this is the actual path travelled by the body. Now, I am dividing this displacement distance into small distances. This is some small distance s1. Body travels from here to here, this distance s2. From here to here, distance is s3. Here to here, distance is s4, and so on. By adding all these distances, this last distance is some sn. What is the total distance between A and B? The total distance s can be written as s1 plus s2 plus s3 plus and so on plus sn. Right? The total distance can be written as s1 plus s2 plus s3 plus and so on sn. Now, going to displacement, if body travels from A to B, I am considering this small displacement as some delta r1, change in position, and this displacement as some delta r2, and this displacement as some delta r3, and this displacement as delta r4, and so on. This last displacement is delta Rn. So, what is the resultant displacements of all these small displacements? What is the resultant displacement of all these small displacements? Body starts from A, it takes a small displacement delta r1 to some another point P. From that it takes another small displacement some delta r2 and so on. It finally reaches to point B. What is the total displacement? To calculate this total displacement, we have to remember vector's polygon law. What is vector polygon law? To add any number of vectors, we have to add all the vectors in tail head, tail head, tail head order. The resultant is given by closing side of the polygon whose tail is at the tail of the first vector and head is at the head of the last vector. Once again I am repeating the statement of the polygon law. To add any number of vectors, they are arranged in tail head order. The resultant is given by closing side of the polygon whose tail is at the tail of the first vector and head is at the head of the last vector. So, this is the first vector, its tail is here, tail head, tail head, tail head, tail head and so on. From first tail to last head, this is the resultant displacement, some S bar or simply delta R bar. Simply delta R bar. So, I can write it as some delta R bar is nothing but, or S bar is nothing but delta R1 bar plus delta R2 bar plus and so on plus delta Rn bar. This is delta R1 small displacement, delta R2, delta R3, delta R4 and this is delta Rn. By adding all these displacements, you will get total displacement. Students, now consider some more examples to understand the distance and displacement very clearly. Let us consider this example. Example 1, a body released from a smooth inclined plane. What is the distance and displacement travelled by the body? The body slides down. The displacement travelled by the body is L and distance travelled by the body is also L. Displacement is L and distance is also L. Example 2 starts from A, reaches B, reaches C as shown in figure. Find distance and displacement of the boy. Distance travelled by the boy is 100 plus 50, 150, 100 plus 50, that is 150 meters. Displacement travelled by the boy, that is 100 plus 50, these two are perpendicular to one another. We have to find shortest distance. This is the shortest. From this right angle triangle we can calculate AC. So, displacement is the length AC length, that is this is 100 and this is 50, it is a right angle triangle. So, we can write it as root of 100 square plus 50 square, that is on taking common 50, this is under root 2 square plus 1, this is 50 root 5 meters and it is a vector quantity. So, we have to mention the direction, that is AC cap, 50 root 5 AC cap. Okay, na? Example 3, a man moves in a circular lane of radius 10 meters. If he reaches from A to B, B to C, C to D, find distance and displacements at different instants. if the boy travels from A to B journey, if you consider A to B journey, distance travelled by the boy, this is 90 degrees. So, distance is length of the path. So, this distance is angle pi by 2, L is r theta, that is pi by 2 into r. Here radius r is 10 meters. So, this distance can be written as pi by 2 into 10 meters, that is 5 pi, nothing but 5 into 3.14, roughly 7.7, 15.7 meters. If boy reach, what is the displacement? Displacement travelled by the boy is the shortest line. The shortest line is AB. This is 90, this is r and this is r. This displacement is r root 2. So, displacement is r root 2, our r is 10 meters. So, 10 into root 2. Root 2 is 1.4, 1.4 into 10, that is 14 meters. If you consider the journey ABC, for ABC journey, a distance travelled by the boy, for this ABC journey, that is pi r, that is 3.14 pi, r value is 10 meters, that is 31.4 meters. The displacement travelled by the boy is shortest length, that is 2r, that is 2 into 10, 20 meters. Displacement travelled by the boy is 20 meters. For ABC D journey, distance travelled by the boy is, this is the actual length travelled by the boy. So, this is pi by 2r, this is pi by 2r, this is pi by 2r. So, distance travelled by the boy is 3 pi by 2r, and displacement travelled by the boy is, it is again shortest line from A to D. This is the shortest line, again it is a right angle triangle. So, a displacement travelled by the boy is, this hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, again it is root 2r. So, this displacement is 3 by 2 into 3.14 into radius 10 meters, 3.14 into 15, 47.10. This is root 2 into 10 meters, that is 14 meters, 14.14 meters. Into here, we generally forgot the mentioning of direction. In this case, this is AB. So, add this AB cap. Here we have to mention the direction, that is AC cap, and here we have to mention the direction, that is AD cap. That's all. Students, we will discuss some more examples tomorrow onwards. Practice well to get the more knowledge on this distance and displacement topic.